This is Channel 9 Eyewitness News at 4. Coverage you can count on.
Right now at 4, we're just 1 hour away from the governor laying out his plans to reopen the state's economy. And while we wait for the governor, counties in Central Florida are working on their own plans to reopen. The guidelines Orange County is considering for customers going to businesses. The governor is currently scheduled to talk about the state's reopening plan at 5 p.m. Of course, we will bring that to you live when it happens right here on Channel 9. Good afternoon, I'm Greg Warmoth.
I'm Vanessa Eccles. In just a few moments, Orange County leaders are expected to give an update on how they're dealing with coronavirus. Right now, here is a live look inside the County Administration Center, where leaders are expected to start their news conference soon. We'll bring you what they have to say live as soon as it begins. Well, today, state health officials reported nearly 350 more cases of coronavirus in Florida, along with 47 new deaths. 6 of those deaths were in Central Florida. Volusia and Polk counties had 2 each, and Orange and Lake counties each had 1 new death. Now, more than 33,000 people are infected by COVID-19 in the state of Florida, and you can see the number of Central Florida cases by county on your screen right now, the right-hand side. There have also been more than 340,000 negative tests in the state of Florida. Our team of reporters has been talking with leaders around Central Florida about what's being done to prepare the state and local economies to reopen while keeping you safe. We begin with Channel 9's Shannon Butler. And Shannon, while we wait for the governor's official announcement, he somewhat talked about what he and his task force were considering in all of this.
Yeah, phase 1, he said, wouldn't be much different than what we are experiencing now, but we expect that some surgeries will be back on as soon as next week. What's unclear is what, if any, businesses will reopen, and if he does reopen them, what that would look like. Now, Governor Ron DeSantis did not want to put that safer at home order in place at first, but pressure seemed to have worked, and DeSantis then shut it down. But surprisingly, he wasn't the first to reopen. Instead, states like Georgia did, especially since he likes to talk about what he says was real success in Florida on the coronavirus numbers. He said people kept saying Florida would be another New York, but we expect hospitals now will open up, and that will allow then local governments to open up maybe beaches and some of the parks. Now, the governor said Tuesday that he planned to review a report issued by his reopening task force before he made any kind of announcement. But he has left a lot of decisions up to the local governments, who right now are all waiting for the announcement so they can make theirs. Now, it is possible he could do this in 2-week increments, waiting to see if there are any hot spots or outbreaks before he continues. And as for South Florida, I don't see much changing for them, unfortunately, right now, Greg.
All right, we'll have that news conference at 5, and at 4 o'clock in just a couple of minutes, we'll hear from Orange County Mayor Jerry Demings. Earlier today, he said we're likely still a week or 2 away from businesses being allowed to open in Orange County. And the Economic Recovery Task Force is coming up with guidelines and mandates for those businesses to follow when they do finally open. Channel 9's Lauren Seabrook watched their virtual meeting again today and explains why members are torn on requiring customers to be checked for fevers before they enter a business.
It takes half a second to check someone's temperature with the right thermometer. And when businesses are allowed to reopen, all employees will likely be required to go through a temp check before their shift starts. But when it comes to customers, some business owners don't agree with what doctors feel is best.
I don't think it's realistic to have 100 people standing around the perimeter to check everyone who walks in every single entry.
No possible way do I go into a mall with my family if everybody's not wearing the masks. And if the temperature's not safe, I won't do it.
In a discussion with members of Orange County's Economic Recovery Task Force, Dr. Scott Brady with Advent Health said someone with a fever of 99.5 degrees or higher can spread COVID-19 by just breathing.
We don't think taking temperatures is unreasonable. And frankly, I think it serves to make people feel safer.
But some business owners feel it should be the customer's choice.
If I'm going out to dinner with my wife and child or my next door neighbor, I kind of know who they are.
And they worry about the cost. We found the forehead scanning thermometers online between $43 and $150.
I've got a coffee shop. She rents space from me. She's making $130 a day. At this point, to go buy 2 thermometers is, a day and a half's worth of her income.
That didn't seem to make a difference to Dr. Brady.
There is more of a chance that this virus spreads and we have to shut everything down, then there is less of a chance.
He and others in the meeting said if businesses can't make it happen in phase 1, they should have to wait until phase 2 to reopen. Otherwise, everyone could be forced to shut down again and start the whole process over.
This second wave is going to happen unless we're extremely aggressive.
Task force members will vote on temperature checks tomorrow. In Orange County, Lauren Seabrook, Channel 9 Eyewitness News.
In the meeting, task force members also discussed allowing theme parks like Disney, Universal, and SeaWorld to come up with their own health guidelines instead of being told what to do by the county. Orange County Mayor Jerry Demings agreed, saying they are basically cities of their own, and the marketplace will decide if people feel safe enough to go there. Vanessa?
Flagler County beaches are open. All restrictions except for social distancing were lifted just this morning. Today, Channel 9's Mike Springer talked with some people who say it is long overdue.
This was Flagler Beach this morning. Beach towels, umbrellas, and coolers back out in the sand once again, just hours after the restrictions on allowed activities had been lifted.
You just heard about it this morning, decided,
yes,
I'm going to get up there, grab the chair, and head on up to the beach.
Yes, literally.
Flagler Beach and the county closed its 18 miles of beach back on March 22nd. Then it opened the beaches up to exercise, but only during restricted hours when people could access the beach. Those hourly restrictions ended Sunday. The exercise restrictions ended 3 days later. Now you can be on the beach as long as you practice social distancing. Groups of 10 or less stay 6 feet apart.
So why the big change? Well, the police chief says for the most part, people have been following the rules, and he says that's led to less restrictions and the chance for people to lay out and sit on the beach.
People tell me they are happy the restrictions have been lifted.
Mental health is extremely important during this time, more than people realize.
As people see this as getting one step closer back to normal. In Flagler Beach, Mike Springer, Channel 9 Eyewitness News.